When you're not using shore power or a generator, your RV relies on batteries to power its 12-volt systems. We're talking lights, vent fans, and other appliances that can operate on DC power. So today, I'm going to cover essential RV battery basics that every RVer should know, and we're going to start with different battery types. So you essentially have three choices. You're going to have flooded lead acid, AGM, and lithium. Flooded lead acid deep cycle batteries have historically been the most common battery type for RVs for years. They're also going to be the most affordable, but they require the most maintenance, especially during cold weather and prolonged periods when your RV is in storage. Now, sealed lead acid batteries are going to be considered the next step up. The term AGM, which you probably have heard, or absorbent glass mat, is sometimes used synonymously, but AGM is just one type in this category. It just happens to be the most common technology used for modern sealed, maintenance-free lead acid batteries. Now, depending on the model, they can actually offer up to twice the overall power and 3 times the lifespan of conventional lead acid batteries. They also are going to require less off-season maintenance, and they boast a higher depth of discharge. So most of these are going to allow you to use up to 80% of the battery's capacity before you have to recharge it. Now lastly, we have lithium iron phosphate batteries, and these are currently going to be the top tier of RV batteries, right? They offer a longer cycle life and a higher depth of discharge, even more so than the lead acid and the AGM batteries. Now lithium battery maintenance is also easier, but they do require charging systems that are designed for their specific unique chemistry. So for example, lithium batteries shouldn't be installed outside the RV because operating temperatures below 45 degrees Fahrenheit can actually destroy them. But since they don't require any venting and they're a whole lot lighter, they can actually be relocated inside a climate-controlled compartment. Still, you likely can't swap a lead acid battery for a lithium battery without installing a battery management system or verifying that your RV's charging system can actually support a lithium upgrade. Now, most RVs come with the classic flooded lead acid deep cycle battery, right? That's going to be standard. But select models will feature upgraded energy systems with AGM or even lithium batteries. Whether you're still shopping, just getting used to maintenance, or considering an upgrade, knowing all three types of batteries is critical. But there's also going to be some key battery terms that every RVer should be familiar with. So we're going to go into a few of those. And we're going to start with a starting battery. Now, this is used to start and run an engine in a motorhome or your tow vehicle, which is why it's also known as an engine battery. It delivers high bursts of power over short periods of time, and it's going to be rated in cold cranking amps, CCA, and reserve capacity, RC. Now, a battery's cold cranking amps rating is going to be the number of amps that the battery can deliver at 0 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 seconds without dropping below 7.2 volts. The power level you need depends on your engine's cranking requirements. Reserve capacity indicates how long the battery can power essential equipment if an alternator or generator fails. In short, it's the duration in minutes that a battery will deliver 25 amps at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, maybe you've heard the term house or coach batteries. Well, these are the batteries that supply power to the RV. These batteries provide a steady current over longer periods. Now, most RV house batteries are deep cycle, again, meaning that they're designed to be deeply discharged and recharged repeatedly. They're going to be rated in reserve capacity and amp hours. Now, a battery's amp hour rating is the number of amps a battery can deliver for a 20-hour period. A lot of times this is also known as the 20-hour rate. The larger the amp hour rating, the more power the battery can provide over time. Now, depth of discharge is the percentage of a battery's capacity that has been used relative to its overall capacity. Pretty simple. State of charge is a tricky one because this is the percentage of the battery's remaining capacity. The more often a battery is charged and discharged, the shorter its lifespan. Now, I know that that's a ton of terminology, folks, but these really are terms that every RVer should know, but that honestly you don't need to memorize. Why? Because I've added a link in the description that will give you all of these terms. So feel free to click on that for a nice reference. But an overview of RV battery basics just wouldn't be complete without some essential maintenance tips for beginners. So while additional care may be required depending on your specific battery type, these couple tips will apply to all batteries. Now, practicing them will not only help you avoid battery damage, but it can also prevent you from replacing batteries more frequently than you would without proper care. So let's get into them. The first one is going to be to clean your battery terminals before storage. You want to remove any corrosion and apply some protective grease to keep the connections nice and clean. You should also disconnect or remove your batteries when possible. You can use a battery disconnect switch or again, simply remove the battery, and this is going to reduce the parasitic draw and avoid any risk of freezing. If you do remove the battery, you want to store it in a cool, dry location. For lead acid and AGM batteries, 50 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit is generally recommended, but lithium batteries can safely be stored from 50 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. You should always also strive to maintain a 90 to 100% state of charge. Avoiding excessive battery discharge prevents degradation during long-term storage. So check and recharge batteries every 3 months at a minimum, folks. And finally, avoid charging batteries in freezing temperatures, period. Cold charging can cause damage to any type of RV battery. And there you have it. There are your RV basics. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe for more Camping World tutorial videos. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see you.